awfully well designed system. And the AK47 has been made by all of the Russian satellite countries, China and their few satellite countries, and some countries that aren't satellite countries like Finland. We have a few examples of the various types that are around. This is a Chinese model, and it has a machined steel receiver. Now later on, this assembly can be made of good steel, but it can also be made of poor steel or mild steel case hardened. It's a cam-locked rotating bolt gun. The bolt rotates the lock, and it rotates against this cam, which we have in the bolt carrier, right here. We have a peg on the bolt itself that works in there. And that's what rotates the bolt. The lugs are here and here. So here's the massive lug and here's a lug. And they hook into this substantial piece of steel that's machined and then welded to the receiver. Now you can look at this receiver. You see it is. Now the hard part is taking out the fire control, the sear, disconnector, and hammer. And it's held in by pins, which is held in by a spring which fits in a groove in each pin. This is the spring, this thing right here. In order to get this pin out, this one, we have to lift this spring up. Now to do that on a gun that's not been modified like this one, and that pin's part way out, we have to go into the hook or something and pull it up, or pull it down as the case may be. In this case, we're going to pull it up. I'm going to turn the gun around so you can see what I'm doing. But I'd come into the hook on the inside of the gun. We have the extractor pin, extractor spring, firing pin, and spring, or firing pin and spring. First one to go in, of course, is the extractor and its spring, and then the extractor pin. When you put the extractor pin in, remember that the firing pin goes through right here to lock it. You have to line that up with the hole for the firing pin. And that rotated. I take my jiffy pliers and I will straighten that out. So that the cross pin for the firing pin can go in. I'll seat that little pin. Now I go in with the firing pin.